Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're discussing a bit of a problem, okay? We got a problem on our hands, guys. And it's not one of those problems that DICE can push a patch to fix. No, this is more about the Battlefield community and some of the attitudes and actions the Battlefield community takes towards some things that would be deemed normal in other FPS communities. And also, this video will be addressing the apparent complete lack of understanding the Battlefield community has, or at least a section of the Battlefield community has, for just what type of game they're playing. For some reason that is completely unbeknownst to me, a section of Battlefield players have considered Battlefield to be like a single-player game, or like a PvE game. So we're going to dive into all this stuff. This will be a quote-unquote toxic video, according to some people, but I just have to emphasize, I'm just trying to lay down the facts as I see them, alright? So without further ado, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's get right into the stuff. So I have to be clear, the things that I'm talking about here in this video most likely revolve around an extremely small section of the Battlefield community, but the thing about this is, these opinions shouldn't exist pretty much at all, right? And that's where I take issue with it. For instance, I posted a video yesterday, which some of you may or may not have seen, in which I had a true flawless game of Frontlines. 46 kills, 0 deaths, no deaths at all, no revives at all. So I spawned in the game, went on a 46 kill streak, dominated, and won. Now, typically, in a quote-unquote normal FPS community that values skill and gameplay and just generally cool footage to watch of the game being played, you would think that people would comment things like, "Oh, dude, that's really cool," or "Awesome." But no, it was immediately met with hostility and people trying to discredit it. And of course, I'm obviously aware that this is going to happen with really anyone that posts good gameplay of any game. But for whatever reason, it is amplified times 10 in the Battlefield community. And I have experienced this over the course of my 5+ years streaming daily, thousands upon thousands of time. Particularly if I post anything on Reddit. For whatever reason, completely unbeknownst to me, the Battlefield community, or at least a small section of the Battlefield community, seems to be totally allergic to good gameplay. And it got even worse with 2042 because crossplay got added into the fold. So whenever I post any good gameplay or any good clips, people will try to discredit it by saying, "Oh, Enders, turn off crossplay if you can't do this against PC players." But the funniest thing is, my KD was higher in Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5, which is against PC-only players. So my point is here, the Battlefield community will cope and cry and seethe to previously unforeseen lengths just in order to try to discredit something that perhaps they cannot achieve themselves. And they'll go even further by stating timestamps in which I could have potentially revived someone, even though they're in the open and I don't have any smoke grenades. They will nitpick at each and every single tiny detail of the gameplay to just try to find something, anything, to make themselves feel better. And I'm really not sure why this seems to be so prevalent in the Battlefield community, because let me be very clear. Comments that try to discredit like the gameplay or insult me are on every single video I ever post. And I ignore them for the most part. But I really, for the life of me, can't understand why people are so hostile to good Battlefield gameplay. However, I do have a theory, and this theory is backed up by, some comments that I will show you guys. But in general, I honestly do believe, throughout all of my years of streaming Battlefield daily, I don't think most Battlefield players actually understand what Battlefield even is, or how to play the game, even at a basic level. And yet, even with their painfully ignorant understanding of how to play Battlefield, here they are on Reddit, Twitter, YouTube comment section, you name it, trying to explain to me how I'm playing the game wrong. And a classic example of this actually happened yesterday, in a reply to my 46-0 Frontlines game tweet, and it reads as follows, quote, "Indeed you revived nobody and also somehow missed all objectives, but 46 KD bro, good work," end quote. This is a classic example of someone that doesn't know they're playing a multiplayer first-person shooter video game. And this is also an example of someone that doesn't understand the concept of how to play Battlefield. The harsh reality is, the points, as in the objectives you try to sit on and capture, they really don't matter that much. Yes, of course they're important for winning the game, but this guy critiqued the fact that I didn't revive anybody. Okay, maybe there weren't any good revive opportunities. Maybe I was too busy clearing space and killing people for my team. It's an FPS game. You're supposed to kill people, and I'm the best fragger on my team 99.99% of the time. That's the role that I fill. So why should I bother reviving Jimbo Tractor 1987, who's 0-15, when I can kill 7 people, deny spawns, and squad wipe instead? Furthermore, this guy tries to discredit this game by saying that I missed all objectives. Actually, I enabled the objective to be taken because this game was an absolute steamroll in the YouTube video that I posted very recently. I'll link it in the description. It was a steamroll victory for one reason. I allowed my teammates the space to capture the objective for me because I was out there killing everyone that was trying to kill them. The harsh reality is, you don't want to be on the objective most of the time. You really don't. You want to clear the space and make sure it's safe to capture before you attempt to capture the objective. And another thing is, these people take the scoreboard way too literally. Just because I might end a game and it says I have 0 flag captures doesn't mean that I didn't contribute to capturing every single one of those flags. It just means that I didn't happen to be inside of the point capture radius at the convenient time the point was captured for our team. In other words, it literally doesn't matter how many flags you capture, because ideally, if you're about to capture a flag, or if the flag is clear, sitting there and waiting to capture it is quite literally a complete and utter waste of time. You should be using that time to rotate to a better position to fight the next objective, or to take space, or to kill more people. And that is what Battlefield players do not understand. Ultimately, the score absolutely does not matter. Score is just a bunch of points that appear on a scoreboard. What really matters is how you are playing the game, how many kills you have, and how often you die, and whether or not you are being effective and contributing towards the objective of the game, which just happens to be killing people. Let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, kills, first and foremost, are the main objective of Battlefield, and they are how you access the secondary objective, which is the point. This is proven at the highest level of Battlefield play. Some people are going to scoff at this, but I have played against the best players in Battlefield, and you would be absolutely out of your mind to try to capture a point without killing them first. And what that proves is at the highest possible level of Battlefield gameplay, the most efficient level, kills are the catalyst. They're what allow you to actually successfully win the game. And this should be obvious, but it's not. People want to make themselves feel better, and they want to try to discredit actual high-level gameplay by saying that, oh, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, you didn't do this, you didn't contribute in this way. But the funniest thing is, the players that are typing this are most likely really bad at the game. And there's really nothing wrong with being bad at the game, it's just their lack of understanding of Battlefield and their attitude towards certain game styles that I will never understand. Why are they so hostile towards high kill gameplay? Because let's not forget, it's not like I posted these gameplays that I post with a hostile intent. I didn't start the video by saying, yeah guys, I'm the best ever, I'm so good guys. No, I just presented this as, hey, this is a cool game, I thought this was a standout game, I hope you guys enjoy the video. It's not like I had a hostile intent, but it immediately triggers a hostile response in a lot of people, and that is something that I will be forever confused about. So, what's the solution here? How do we fix these things? Well, you really can never fix them, and I think a small portion of the Battlefield community is just simply jaded forever. okay? I think ultimately what needs to happen is new players that understand how to play FPS games from other FPS games need to start playing Battlefield, and the only way to do that is to make a successful Battlefield, and we all know DICE and EA can't do that to save their own ass. The last thing I will mention in this video is just how terrible some of the priorities the Battlefield community has, and obviously this doesn't apply to everyone, so if this doesn't apply to you, just know that it doesn't apply to you. For whatever reason, I see a lot of Battlefield players complain that Battlefield 2042 quote-unquote looks bad graphically, and every time someone says that, I wonder if I just need to get my eyes tested, because Battlefield 2042 looks better than a lot of games do on low. And there are a lot of other examples of this. For instance, people care way too much about how something sounds. I understand if the weapon audio is god-awful terrible, but guys, can we please focus on things that are important, such as the gameplay balance, the maps, the mechanics, and the overall quality of the game? The trailer, the graphics, the immersion, all of that ultimately doesn't matter, because we all know the Frostbite engine looks great. No matter what art style they do, the game is going to look great, guys. The immersion is going to be there no matter what. It's even there in Battlefield 2042, and if you say it isn't, you're just straight up lying, because turn the HUD off and take a look around. The game looks great, and the atmosphere might not be as good as Battlefield 1, but you still feel quote-unquote immersed, okay? It's not like the game is Roblox or something. So I would love to see a complete and total priority shift from some of the sections of Battlefield players to things that actually matter. And with that being said, I'm going to cut this video off. If you enjoyed the content, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on to know when I post. I'm also planning on starting a second channel. This will be something completely different. I haven't done it yet. I will let you know when I do it. The second channel will most likely revolve around a lot of my personal interests, which include things like watches, classic menswear, leather shoes and boots, fragrances, and just things that I like. It'll be super casual. I probably won't post on it that often. I just want to share some of my personal interests with people that might be interested. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Spotted a tank! Hostile tank mark! Northeast!